good evening. Welcome to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. We've got our last scan and cut hour for today, and then we'll be back bright and early in the morning. David and I have got really good deals on the 2 flower of the months, hollyhocks and chrysanthemum. Yes, Katie's going, maybe. She can't remember. And then we've got brand new, oh, wait till you see the brand new Christmas rice paper downloads tomorrow. Amazing. They're really cute. Got lots of really great stuff going on tomorrow. So, but let's get today out of the way first, shall we? I've got something exciting to show you. I did it and it worked. I know, I'm going to show you in a bit. It's really exciting. Right, first of all, let me introduce you to the team. We've got our Katie on cameras. We've got Lewis in the producer's seat with a, like, fashioning a bit of designer stubble going on, Lewis.
It's getting there.
Do you not think we should let our lovely viewers see you?
No.
Come on, 10 seconds.
It's work in progress. Work in progress.
Right, well, I'll make you a deal then. When it's finished,
Yeah.
you come on air for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all it'll take.
Okay.
I know he doesn't like it, but he should do. Right, now then, let me introduce you to live shopping. That would be a good thing to do, wouldn't it? Now, live shopping is a really, really brilliant platform that enables you to shop while you watch, so you don't miss a minute or a second of any of the deals or any of the demos, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want as crafters, right? So you can watch us in various places. You can watch us on highlightcrafts.com, which is our website. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can watch us on YouTube as well. Now, to shop, you can shop on Facebook, Instagram, and our website. So to shop on either of the social platforms, we show you a product. That product will have a code. All you need to do is type the word shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. I mean, it's just brilliant, isn't it? And like that, just like that. How does that even work? I don't know. It's too big a question, that. Then you'll get a direct message. When you open that message, you'll see a link. Click the link. That will take you to our website, where I need you to log into your account before you check out. That way you get all your club member benefits. Now, if you would prefer to shop with us directly on the website, you can also do that. Go to highlightcrafts.com, click watch live, press play, and as soon as that show starts to stream, all the products in that show will appear down the right hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you want to buy, and they'll appear in a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that bag, and that will take you through this process. Now, it's really important that you are checking out those baskets, because the price of our deal of the day is set to go back up to the full price of $99.96 at 1 minute to midnight tonight. So please don't miss out on that deadline, because the deal is phenomenal. Now, a couple of times I've just spoken to you about logging into your account. If you haven't got an account with us yet, please open one. It's free. We do ask you for your date of birth, just because we want to send you something on your birthday. And we will automatically become a member of Club Highlights. So there's no fee for joining the club at all, but you will get extra discount on every order. You'll get 5 loyalty points for every £1 that you spend. And if you get that basket spend to over £35 after your discounts, we're going to pay you postage. So that money you can take and use against another crafty product, because we get it. Everyone that comes behind this counter is a crafter. So we're all like, yeah, no, we need it to do this. That's how we do it. So super, super simple. Right, let me introduce you to our deal of the day. We started to do a deal of the day every day. Yesterday it was the craft mat and the tool, the craft knife with the accessories. Today it is our latest offering from our Tattered Lace archive. Now we're going to show you 4 USBs, number 39, number 40, number 43 and number 57. So if you've already collected some and you've got any missing, this is your deal. Now, normally, Katie, we do these at $49.99, don't we?
Yeah, they're usually half price.
Half price. Last week, we did it at $29.99. Last week or the week before? Week before last, was it? Week before last.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I can't remember it all blurs into one. Me and Katie like that. I don't know how good asking me. I don't know what day it is. today, I said to Katie yesterday, can we do it at $29.99? And last night I said to you, didn't I, did you do that price? And you went, no, I did a better price. I was like, what? It's not Kate like Katie. Me and Stephanie usually sat on one side of the desk going, right, Katie, what if we do it this price? And she just, this hours. But this time she did you a really good deal. So thank you, Katie. Right, so Shop SVG is going to get you 4 digital downloads for $24.99. Then you'll still get your club discount, and then you'll still get your points, and there's no postage because it's digital. And the sooner you check out, the sooner you can be crafting. So let me show you exactly what's on them. So we've got 3D Decoupage Volume 2. Now I picked the ones that had charisma. So charisma, for those of you that don't know, if you watch us now, we do reflections artwork. So every die that we do, we bring a piece of coloured artwork out with it, all right? And then you place the die over the top and you cut it through your die cutting machine and you come out with this beautiful piece of art. It's fabulous. It's a game changer. So I've chosen them with the ones that have that, but tattered lace, and tattered lace's version was called Charisma. So all of these images that you see in here, from the thistle to the mimosa to the forget-me-nots to our little poppy there, our little girl who's dressed up in her flower petals, to a tray of love, to sweet peas, to Rosie, to Rita, all of them will have artwork with them, which is fantastic. So we bought you the volume 1 3 or 4 weeks ago, can't remember when it was. Now we're bringing you volume 2. So you're getting all of those and all of these. Now these are spectacular. We started doing one of these earlier on. We're going to finish it off in this hour. I'm going to show you how I mat and laid it up. We're also going to work with the poinsettia, which I said, but first of all, we're going to show you how the new reflections work as well. So I've got lots of stuff planned. So you're going to get all of these. I love these 3D decoupage on the diamonds. They're absolutely gorgeous. The artwork just weaves through that diamond. It's stunning. So you're getting all of those. Then we go on to our Christmas, and this is glorious. These, Merry Christmas, Peace on Earth, Season's Greetings, Winter Wishes. Love the way we've got them inside a Christmas tree. These in your vinyl. Now we have one set of vinyl sat in baskets. That's all that we've got left. So if you want it and you're desperate for it, you can nick it out somebody's basket. I know it's not nice, but that's why we tell you to check out. You've got one of my favourite all-time Christmas images, which is the Art Deco Christmas greeting with that wonderful lady walking down those steps, the lamppost, and then all that beautiful Art Deco detail in the frame. So you're going to get all of those. Then you come down here, we've got the snowflakes that we used earlier on. That is stunning. That floral stag is absolutely incredible. Very popular die, says Katie. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I think that embossed on vellum and then coloured in from behind Katie would look great. Then this is the mega poinsettia we're going to use. I'm going to show you how to put all the detail lines in that so you can then foil. You've got so much content on here. Look at these. If you want snowflakes to hang in your window, I mean, come on. They're massive, aren't they? They're huge. So you could do them really big, coming down smaller and build them out almost like decoupage. You've got the fabulous Christmas church. I love the Christmas trees on that. If I make Christmas trees out of card, that's how I make them, a triangle with a little rectangle at the bottom. You've got a whole Christmas winter town in here. The winter frame, that embossed, would look extraordinary because there are so many detail lines in there. You've got your Unity stocking, you've got snowmen, you've got a sleigh, you've got the snowflake slipper. That was another bestseller. You've got a whole set of holly. You've got the Merry Christmas that we used this morning to create this. So we used that with the snowflake and split the snowflake in half to make a different card shape. So you're getting all of that. Then you're also going to get Best of Volume 1. So you've got all of these. I love this because it's got burger and fries on. I don't eat burgers very often, but right now I could eat a burger.
I found a really nice burger takeaway place.
Did you? Katie's right, tell us more. Katie's found a really good burger takeaway place. Where is it, Katie?
I don't know, I've only ever ordered delivery from them, but they're called there's Rudy's and Patty's, and they do smashed burgers. So they're the really flat ones that are really juicy and nice.
I need the number. Stephanie and Carl are going to Glasgow, so I'm looking after the house. I feel a takeaway coming on. A smashed burger. Never had that. Then you've got Nature's Bouquet Scroll. That as a wedding invitation would be absolutely exquisite, I have to say. You've got some lovely Gale and Gloria on. You've got some of these beautiful, really fine detail designs in here as well. And yes, absolutely, the ScanNCut will cut them. In fact, I know for a fact that every single one of these will have been cut out originally, because that's what we used to do. We used to test every single file. There was white card cuts everywhere. But you've got all of these, so you've got all of that lot. Love that. How beautiful would that be for Easter? Imagine that in vinyl on your construction weight acetate, and then your glass and porcelain pens that we had on that deal. Might be bringing that deal back, just saying, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. On the back of that would look absolutely wonderful. So you've got all of those. And then you've got something for everyone, literally, that's what it's called. Everything from a tankard of beer to Noah's Ark, to back to school, to baking, to ballerinas, champagne glasses, Christmas in there, cocktails, camper van, horseshoe, tents, wellies. You've got all sorts going on in here. You've got a full just married car, that's super cute. All of these that you've got in here as your digital cutting files, and we're bringing you all of that for $24.99. Talk about a perfect opportunity to build your digital library. $24.99, guys. It goes up at 1 minute to midnight to $99.96. Please, please check out those baskets and don't miss out on that deal, because you'll still get your discount and you'll get your points back. Please don't miss out. I don't want anybody ringing up tomorrow going, oh, I forgot to check out, now it's gone back up. We can't do anything about it. All right, so it's down to you now. Right, let's talk paper, shall we? So when I print my reflections, I always print on the 140 pure print, not premium. Please don't put premium pure print anywhere near your mat, because it won't give it you back. And you'll end up running it under a tap and scraping it off and wasting that paper. The 140 is perfect. So when you buy a die and you cut into 250 GSM, the way that the die is manufactured means that it tucks in to itself and it tucks around the outside edge, so you don't see the white edge. On a ScanNCut with a straight blade, you will see that white edge. So the thinner the layers, especially when something like your floral decoupage, the thinner you can get those layers, the better the finished item will look. So 140 pure print, it has its own drawer in the printer out there, tray 5. And it gets used every single day. Lewis, will you do me a favour and just pop the aircon on?
Yep.
I'm beginning to melt a little bit. I'm desperate to get my boots on because I love big thick jumpers and boots, but I'm too warm. So if you want that 140, that is shop 40, $10.99. Now there's a £2 saving on that. It's $12.99 normally. We've brought it down to $10.99. So stock up while we've got it. You get 100 sheets. Now we also do it in 250. David and I had this on a stamping show earlier on. With some illustration markers, some alcohol markers. This is perfect for colouring with your alcohol pens. So 250. Wonderful. All right, you can put that on your mat all day, every day. Right, now then, there is another cardstock that I would like you to consider, because this is brilliant. This is Chromolux. Now, I think you will be able to foil on top of this with your glue pen. In fact, I'm going to be really, really naughty. I'm just going to put a little squiggle in a corner of a sheet of this, and let's see if it dries. Because if it dries, it'll foil. It definitely works with your hot foil pen, but I need to see if that dries on that surface. Now, we've dropped the price massively on this. This is your Chromolux. It's a specialty cardstock. I'm going to be really honest with you. I wouldn't use it on your ScanNCut unless you're cutting really basic shapes. Because of the way that it's made, it's a bit like Centura Pearl. There aren't many cards that the ScanNCut doesn't like, but it wants to flick the top layer off and it doesn't look nice. So die cutting, absolutely. Mats and layers, definitely. If you've got just doing like a frame or a basic shape, without a doubt, but your mats and layers, this is going to look fabulous. So you're going to get 4 of your silver, which is like a brushed silver. It's lovely. It's not shiny, but it's not flat matte either. You get 4 of your white gloss, and this has got a lovely high shine to it. You're then going to get 4 of your gold, which is a beautiful colour. I mean, it's really, really elegant gold. It's not that brassy yellow that sometimes you get. It's stunning. Then you're also going to get 4 of your blue. You get 4 of your red, and you get 4 black. I think the black must have been the most popular one. It's disappeared out of the pile. Now, I have to say, that is drying. It's not quite dry yet, so we'll come back to that before we go to demo. Katie, you need to remind me because I'll have forgotten. Can you remind me what unity means? Yes, so this is from Jackie Jones. Good evening, everybody. A split unity is when we split a die. So if you imagine you've got a carnation, for example, and at the top and the bottom, one of the outside edge dies is split. You can then take half of that, cut it into a piece of cardstock and trim it back. So you end up with a fancy edge on the edge of your card. That's what a split unity is. Now, it might say unity on the indexes, but we don't split them for ScanNCut. So you would get the whole shape of that carnation, for example. And the reason we don't split it is the ScanNCut won't allow you to weld a line to a shape. And if we split a shape, it's half of it. So that then becomes a line. It's not a complete shape. So all you do is overlap half of it, or as much as you want to overlap, and weld it to the rectangle, the full shape, to that square rectangle, whatever it is, and then you will get that fancy edge. It works slightly differently on ScanNCut than it does with dies, but that's a great question. Thank you, Jackie. And good evening to you all as well. Someone's saying the chroma looks to be good for boxes. Yes, it would. I'm just going to grab a piece of foil because I think we might get away with it now. Bear with. Where have I put my foils? It'll be under here somewhere. Here we go. Right, let's grab a little bit of silver foil and see if it works, because if it does, then you're not even cutting it, are you? You're just foiling on it. Right, might be a little bit too premature, but we'll go with it. Oh, nice. There you go, look. So it's foiled with the glue pen, and the glue pen dries. Perfect. Right, in your basket, $17.99 down to $9.99. Then you'll still get your discount. Get that in your basket. It's a brilliant product. Really, really cool. Right, now then, let's talk fine liners. You will get 48. I know there's one missing because I've been using it, but these are fabulous. And what I'm going to show you tonight, you're going to need something like this. So Royal and Langnickel are a very, very prestigious art brand. They're known all over the world, and we had the opportunity to have a meeting with one of their sales reps the other day. And Stephanie rang downstairs and she said, can you just come and have a look at these pens? I don't think I've moved as fast in like 20 years. I ran up those stairs. And I love pens, but I like pens that are quality. I don't do cheap because it drives me crazy every time you take the lid off and it's gone dry and I'm like, blinking egg. These are fabulous. Now, even though they are ergonomic and they've got that triangular shape, so when it sits in your hand, look how beautifully that sits in your hand there. They have a 4mm nib, and they are wonderful in your universal pen holder. I'll show you exactly how we're going to make that work. We will need to put some tape around it to make it grip it, but this is an opportunity to get 48 artist quality fine liners for $19.99 before you discount. Seriously, I nearly fell off my chair when he told me how much they were. I was like, how are you doing it for that? It's like, you don't need to worry about that, just get them, right? So you're going to get, and I love the colour palette, especially this. It's not very often you see vintage tones like that. These are perfect. Then you go into your blues, into your greens and your teals, right through your lilacs and your purples into your pinks, and then into your more pastel hues there. All 48 of them for $19.99, and they are really nice. Your pure print, perfect for those. So your 250 pure print, if you want to do things like your sentiments and draw them in, perfect for that. Julie Shawn is saying, hello, will you be at the NEC next week? Highlight Crafts will be at the NEC next week. We're trying to work out exactly how we're going to make this happen. So David's on holiday. He's going to Lanzarote for a week. Lily's not in on Monday, but she's in the rest of the week. There's me, Stephanie, and Lily. And that's it for a week, doing 7 live hours show a day and then doing NEC. I know, we're mad, aren't we? But brilliant. So somebody will be there on each day, but I don't know who that's going to be. I'm hoping it's me, because I'm desperate to get to the NEC and teach everybody how to do Sospeso Trasparente, because I think it'll be brilliant to demonstrate. I mean, it's just a wow product, isn't it? So fingers crossed. I would love to be there. I was supposed to be going to Glasgow, but I can't, because we haven't got enough people. That's all right. I can come into your living rooms and spend time with you. That's better, isn't it? Right, couple of other things that I want to just talk to you about, because these are a deal and a half. Your pearl edge tattered lace nesting shapes. Now, you haven't just got these in all of those different sizes. You've got them in hundreds of different sizes. And what I particularly love about these is, first of all, you've got the outside edge. So you can then create inward and outward offset lines from that edge. So you've got a set of nesting shapes. That then can become an aperture, it can become a card shape, and it can also become a frame. Then, if you take away that outside edge and just cut the detail in there, you can do that. So you can do that and just cut the detail in. So if you've got an aperture and you just want to fancy something around it, you can do that, which would be great. Now, you can also set the detail, so these little aperture areas, as drawing only lines, and that as a cutting only line, and then you could foil the detail and then it will cut it out. I know, Kate, well, you even got a raised eyebrow. Oh, I thought you were getting excited about something I come up with then. Kate, you never get a response. You're like, yeah, it's all right, that. I love her though. Love her to bits. Right, if you want that, it's £4.50. And you get your discount. Brilliant. Now then, Quirky Bird book. Victoria Fogg says, hi Mel, I bought the pens and they are brilliant, aren't they? Aren't they great? Off the cuff idea, drop the 6 p.m. shows for the week. I think we would all understand. Karen Halbert, if you saw the grief we got last time we went to tape for 1 hour because we had no producer, you wouldn't be saying, honestly, we got so much grief. I know. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just going to say, you know what I'm like, black and white. I just say it the way it is. We got absolutely hammered, didn't we, Katie? Grief. Right, now then, and I get it, because if you're looking forward to something and then it doesn't happen, it's really disappointing, but sometimes we just can't make it happen. Jackie Jones has just come in. That's probably made me laugh, Jackie. Absolutely agree, Karen, except the ScanNCut shows. I love you a lot, you know that. Right. Once Upon a Time. Now, this was the storybook that we did with Quirky Bird, and I would have sworn blind we'd done it on one of the USBs, but apparently we hadn't. So now, this is perfect for you now. So SVGs, you haven't just got it from that one to that one. You've got it in all the different sizes, which is fabulous. So you can resize it. Again, it's an aperture, it's a frame, it's a card shape. It's all of that. Think about this for christening and confirmation, like a hymn book or a Bible. You could make it into that as well. So £2.50 shop book. Joe says, hope Amanda is okay. Love that woman. Please give her our love. Amanda has gone into hospital to have some surgery done. We've just heard that everything's gone well. She's fine. She's getting moved on to a ward in a couple of hours, and she will be back when she's properly healed and she's properly better. But I will pass on everybody's love, absolutely. So you won't see her for a few weeks, but she's still absolutely part of the business. Her desk is just as she's left it. I actually said to David, you can tell how much craft stuff Amanda has at home because she hasn't taken anything from here. So she's got duplicates of it all. The only thing she made Ethan take home was the ScanNCut last night, which really made me laugh. But yes, we will pass on everybody's best wishes to you as well. Sarah Jane says, the stream jumped to miss what I said. Okay, I don't know, I've said a lot. I'm just putting it out there. Oh, and Godfrey says, oh no, the fireworks have started again. Yesterday they went on from 6 o'clock till about midnight. That's really annoying, right? We have the bells. So where Stephanie lives, it's the old manor house. And when she bought it, there was no roof on it, no windows in it. Sight unseen. Bought it, I know, honestly. But there's a church in the grounds. Oh my goodness me. And you know what? They're the worst bell ringers I have ever heard in my life. Carl will tell you they play the same tune every single week and it doesn't get any better. It's like ding, 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 ding. Oh, it's awful. So I feel your pain. Cass says, oh, that's wonderful news. Thank you for letting you know. You're very welcome. Right, we've got a new viewer. Who's the new viewer, please?
It's Hazel.
Hazel. Oh, Hazel, how do I order when watching? Just back in Edinburgh, having been with you yesterday. Oh, Hazel, who came yesterday. Right, Hazel, super, super easy. Hazel came on my ScanNCut show. I'm glad you've got back nice and safe. That's great. Right, so it depends where you're watching us, Hazel. If you're watching on Facebook and Instagram, all you do is, if you look on the screen right now, it says Shop SVG. You type that into the comments underneath the video, and it will automatically put that product into a basket for you. Then you'll get a direct message in your social media inbox. Click on that, there's a link inside. Click the link, that will take you to the website. Make sure you open an account first. You just do that on highlightcrafts.com, and then you can log into that account and then check out those baskets. If you're watching on our website, all you need to do is just select the item that you want to buy and it'll go into a little red shopping bag at the top. And when you're ready to check that out, click on that bag and it will take you through that process. So I hope that helps. If it doesn't, Hazel, if you go and your tut's too fast, Mel, just message back.
She's on the website.
On the website, super easy. Just select the ones that you want and they'll go into that little shopping bag. Nikki says, so pleased to see everything's gone well about Amanda. Absolutely. We are going to send her all your love. Absolutely, we will. Right, shall we do a demo? Come with me, because I've got a few things that I need to show you. So first of all, we got asked earlier on if I could just show how to line up the foiling again. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So what does that mean? What are you talking about, Heaton? Right, first of all, reflections. Now we used to get in our reflections with the rectangle around the outside, and you select the cutting file, you group it together, you scan this in and you position the corner of the cutting file to the corner of the artwork and it cuts it out. What you'll notice now going forward, and we are not doing this retrospectively, we are not going backwards, because Sophie's threatened to walk out the building and never come back. And Katie's going, no, please don't make anybody do that. I couldn't do that. Can you imagine oh no, don't even want to think about that. We've put a cross in now. So I've been teaching you for the last few months how to line up your foiling file on top of your reflection so you can foil it. And you've got to be really accurate, because if you're not, say we've got a robin, on the eyelid of the robin where there's a detail line, it looks like, you know when something's slightly out of focus, it makes it look like that. So I said to Sophie, is there any way that we can bring on the detail file with a positioning tool? And she went, the problem is, Mel, and this is the background bit of it, this is the bit that you wouldn't normally hear me talk about, but you need to understand this bit. When a graphic designer draws, say, a curve, they don't just do that, they do it in sections to make sure that it's absolutely accurate. Every time that pen stops and starts again, that's classed as another path or a line. Now, the minimum number of lines that any of the ScanNCuts we've ever brought you will read is 300. So if we had a reflection like this with 4 pieces of artwork on here, and each one of those pieces had 250 different lines, by the time we've brought all that on, that's 1,000 lines. Even this machine won't read 1,000 lines. So there was no way we could do it in one go. All right, so you have to open them up individually. What's really interesting is once you've opened it up, you can then duplicate it and it's fine. It's not the cutting of the lines, it's the opening up of the files. It's the power that it needs to be able to do that. So we've had to do it slightly differently. So you'd bring one on, and if they're all the same, you've got a robin, 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 group it together, line it up over one, duplicate it over the next, group those two together, duplicate that, and then drop that down over the bottom ones. There are some cases where we have to do it slightly differently. So I'm going to show you with this particular one. So if we retrieve the information from the USB, I'm going to find that, so here I've got extra large cut and extra large cut. The reflection cut I don't want, and I don't want the decoupage layers at this point either. So we're going to go into extra large cut number 1, and you'll see that we've got the detail and the cross. Now this next bit is important. You're going to press OK, and you're going to group that cross with that artwork. So to do that, we'll edit, because we're changing it. We're going to multiple select everything on the Mac. Katie, you're not comfortable like that, darling, are you? Are you all right?
Yeah,
okay, all right, as long as you are. We're going to press OK. We're going to go to Object Edit, and we're going to group it together. So that's the first part. Then we're going to add. So we add, go back into our USB, find the second part of that file. So I know that it's this one. We're going to press OK with this, and we're going to group that together, but not with that. So we're going to make sure that any part of that or that is selected, and then we multiple select part of the mat, and then we drag over, and all you need to do is drag over the bottom edge, and then it can't see it as a shape, so it ignores it, and then we group that together. Now, when I look at this and I scan this in, you'll see that the cross on this is in the bottom corner, whereas on here it's in the top corner. Now there's a reason for that, and that's because of the way that Sophie, the graphic designer that does all the detail lines for these, you'll have met our Sophie, it's the way that she has to lay it out to make it fit. Okay, so you might have to do a little bit of something different with that. So first things first, what I'm going to do is just show you how to line these two pieces up without scanning this in first. So I can see that that needs rotating 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So if we do that, 90 degrees anti-clockwise, that then puts that cross in the bottom left corner, which is where I need it. Then this one, do the same thing again. Rotate that. So you've now got those two pieces. Now, this just came to me after I was doing the foiling. I thought, right, if we, rather than lining up the two crosses and zooming in and looking at it, if we just select both and we line it up with our alignment function to the bottom and the left, it'll all line up like that, right? Sometimes the most obvious thing just eludes you when you're trying to work something out. But now that should fit. So now I can group that together, and then I can scan it in, and I've still got the cross at the bottom. So let's do that bit, and then I'm going to show you how to do something else. I'm really excited. Yeah, I've done it before, but I don't know whether I've ever done it on a show, and I think you'll like it. It's cool. Right, so we're going to scan this in now. So we scan from here. This is your scanner that's inside the machine. So you can scan from the home screen, but when you're scanning an image in, you scan from there, okay? Right. Exciting, isn't it? I love the fact that we've been able to do this, because now it will be pinpoint accurate and you'll be absolutely delighted with it. If you haven't got the foiling starter kit yet, please treat yourself. I think it's $43.99. It's not expensive at all. Then you'll get your discount off and you get everything that you need to work. And when you see the next bit, you're going to want that. Right, so all we do now is line up those two crosses like that. I'm going to zoom in. So I'm going to zoom in to 400%, and I'm going to scroll down like this. And you can see now it's not lined up there at all, but it will be when we do this. So we're just going to nudge that over like so, and I'm going to drop it down there. So it's bang in the middle. And now when I scroll up, you'll see that every part, look how accurate that is, down to that part there where that petal curls up. All of this little detail, look how accurate it is on the berries It's brilliant. Look at the centres of the flowers. There's no guesswork anymore. This is absolute accuracy. So then you put your pen in, your foil pen in, ask it to do the foiling, let it dry, put your burnishing tool, your foil on, and then your burnishing mat, and then burnish it down, and you will end up with pinpoint accurate foiling, which is fabulous. So those are the reasons why we did it the way that we did it, and I just wanted to explain that to you, because sometimes, I mean, I do it, I look and I go, why did they do that like that? Why didn't they do this? I remember one year, I used to work for a company called Bramwell's, and Alison, who ran it, was one of my best friends. And we went over to the trade show in the US, and we went on the We Are Memory Keepers stand. And We Are Memory Keepers make some brilliant tools. But they did, if you remember the crocodile, you know, the punch that punched through all those thicker materials, they also did one called the Big Bite. And the Big Bite looked like an old-fashioned stapler where it's got this curve that came round like that. So they did it so you could get further in to your cardstock. Get that? So we go on this stand, Andrew, who was called, I'll never forget his face. And I went on and I said, I have a question for you. I said, what's your role? He said, I'm head of product development. I went, okay. Is there a reason why you haven't hinged the back? He said, why would I need to do that? I said, because if you've got a box lid that's got a lip on it, you can't get the Big Bite inside that lid. And he went, no, you can't, can you? I went, no. I said, if you'd hinged it like that, it would have been brilliant. Alison's like that. Right, come on, we'll leave him. Leave him. He actually came up to me and he went, actually, do you know what? That was a brilliant idea. And then the year after, I ended up working with Stephanie on product development. So you never know, do you? Right, I want to teach you how to make this. Now, the poinsettia, the mega poinsettia, doesn't have detail lines, and I wanted to be able to foil it. So I'm going to show you exactly what we did. I'm not going to do all the burnishing because it took 17 minutes. But I was crafting while it was doing that, so I wasn't bothered. But I do want to show you this bit. So, universal pen holder. And it comes in two parts. I think we have them on the website. And all I'm going to do is take a little bit of tape and just wrap it round here. So when Brother first came, first brought out the ScanNCut and their pens to draw with, everyone was going, well, I want a gold pen, I want a silver pen, I want a white pen, I want a yellow pen, I want an orange pen. And Brother are going, I don't do pens. And I went, okay, can we do a pen holder? And they came out with the universal pen holder that will fit pens up to and including an ultra fine Sharpie. Not your regular ones, your ultra fine ones, okay? And then what you do is you put this inside here, so the arrows there line up to the arrows here. Then you drop the pen into the top and you make sure that when it sits, the nib is at the bottom. That's how you know it's in the right place, okay? Then I have to do this bit facing me. You're going to lift up that grey there. I have to do it with my other hand, bear with. Like that, and make sure that those little teeth drop into there, and then you tighten the top. And then that pen, she says, I'm going to make that a little bit tighter, isn't going anywhere. Then you take this out and you're going to put it inside here, all right? Because we're going to draw the poinsettia file out first. So let's pop you in there like that. So we're going to, where's my stylus gone? Here, tell you. Retrieve the information from the USB. This is on the Winter Wonderland and it's called Mega Poinsettia. We want the charisma, no, I don't want the detail. I just want you to see this bit. Let me just think about that. I think that's right. Mega. Let's see what it looks like. Mega poinsettia. There we go. Yeah, there's only one file for it. So you've got all of these, all right? So we're going to press OK. Now, this little piece here has little cut lines in it. I'm not bothered about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our arrangement function and I'm going to get it to put everything in a straight line. Now it will leave that little bit at the top there, and the reason I don't want that is because I don't want it to cut, I want it to foil. So if I go into edit and put that in the bin, I've now got that file. So we're going to draw this now just onto a piece of white card. It's all right. I'm not going to draw anything else. I've got it all drawn out. I'm ahead of myself today, which is really cool because I'm not normally. Right, so give it a good burnish down. Piece of white card. Black on white will always give you the best contrast for a scanner. Doesn't matter whether your scanner's built into a machine like this or into a printer, it needs contrast. Right, so we're going to draw out these shapes. All right, so I'm going to press OK, keep going till I get to please select and draw. It will prompt me to lift. Oh, it didn't prompt it because the lever's already up. If the lever's down, it will prompt you to lift the levers up so those back rollers don't go through that ink. And it's now going to draw those shapes out for me. Okay, so I've now got a guide for those. Now this could be that you're drawing it onto a piece of fabric and then you're going to embroider it. It's entirely up to you, but this is fabulous. And those fine liners, I'll tell you why I love them, and it will move slightly in there because it's triangular, but I'll tell you why I love them so much is because they are an artist quality fine liner, but for a craft price. $19.99 is going to get you 48 of them. I love the 4mm nib. When you're drawing with it, don't have your pressure on a positive, have it on 0 or a negative. You have got the ability to add extra lines, so an extra couple of lines if you want it thicker when you're drawing, but just for your general, this is what we're going to do. All right, so we're drawing out the shapes, and I love this because it means that you can do it with all sorts of different flowers. So all your charisma files now, you can add your foiling in if that's what you want to do. Right, so we're going to unload this like that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this together and save it. All right, so we're going to multiple select everything on the mat, press OK, then go back to editing the object and group it together, and then I'm going to save that onto the USB. It tells me it includes a group pattern. That's all right, because if I save something grouped, I can't ungroup it, but I can take it into Canvas and Canvas will ungroup it, so I'm not worried about that bit. Right, we saved that. So now what we're going to do is add the detail lines in. And this is where your creativity comes into play. So let's take this out. Let's take that tape off there. I'm going to say I used probably about 11 inches. Right, so all you do then is take your pen and start to draw in the detail. So if I just do a line up there, and Barbara Gray once gave me a really good tip, and she said when you're drawing something, especially a line, don't look where the line is going, where the pen's going, look where you want it to finish. And she said if you're driving a car and you're turning into a street, you don't look in your rear view mirror to turn right or left. You look into the road that you're turning into. And it was one of the best tips I've ever had. So line, and then you just draw in the veining that you want on here. Okay, so super simple. Just take your time, draw them in like that. Just try and make sure that they meet. Now, this is for foiling, but this could also be for cutting. Now, if you're doing it to cut detail in, you don't want to join the lines. So you kind of want to do that and then start a little way away like that. Otherwise, when it cuts it, those lines will join that and it won't fall out, but it won't be sturdy. So if you're doing it as cutting lines, you do that. If you want to foil it or emboss it even, because that would work with your embossing tool as well. Just thought about that. That would be cool. I just need like a month off to come up with all these different ideas instead of like finding out like 12 hours ago, oh, guess what, you're doing this. I'm like, oh, brilliant. Love that. Keeps me on my toes. Right, once you've got to that stage, you will end up with something that looks like that. Okay, and in the middle of here, I just drew in 3 little curved lines just to highlight those berries. So how do we turn this into that? This is why you need a scanner in a cutting machine. Just saying. Right, so we're going to put this on here. And if you do, we do have a fabulous deal on our ScanNCut SDX 1200. I tell you what, we're running down on the stock as well, aren't we, at ScanNCuts? I had a conversation with Carl about it yesterday. I was like, we haven't got many left. He's like, seriously? I was like, yeah. Last time he was in, there was a wall across the warehouse. Now there's not many left at all, which is great. Right, home and OK. We're going to scan, and we're going to scan to cut data. So that means we're scanning to create a cutting file. I just wish they'd put scan to cut data. Just put scan to create cutting file. Do you know what I mean? Tech talk. I think some people thinks it makes them feel more important. I'm just like, I've no idea what you're talking about. Right, so we're going to scan and we're going to start. Now it's prompting me to lift the scanner lever. Not bothered about when it's drawing, apparently. Now you can still do this on your CM machines, because if you're drawing like that, what I want you to do is tell it that you're drawing with the foil glue. Now this is a little thing, right? Sneaky little thing. If you look on the back of here, those two barcodes tell the machine which accessory is in where the blade goes. These two are exactly the same. So if you put your pen in here and you draw it on your CM, those static rollers are going to go through that ink. If you tell it that you're foil gluing, but you've got your actual fine liner in your universal pen holder, then it will draw it from the bottom up. Sneaky, right? I know, I like that. Right, now then, this one will only ever find the outside edge. This one will find either side of every line, but this one is the one that we don't use very often, but we're going to use it for this. And it will find the middle of every line. Look at that. How cool is that? It's even found a little line down here that with the naked eye, you can't even see. It's that good. So we're going to save this. So we're going to preview it first. We're then going to press OK and tell it, yep, I'm happy with that. And then we're going to save that to the USB. Okay, just like that. And then all you do is foil like normal. So I got a piece of our red card, put it on there, got it to draw it all out with the foil pen in the foil pen holder, left it to go dry, put the foil over the top, put the burnishing mat over the top that way, because although it's A4, you can use it that way and it will fit that 12 by 12, which is brilliant, and then got it to burnish. Now, one thing I will say, on this cardstock, it left quite a lot of foil residue behind. I was like, blinking heck. I thought this was going to, I got really excited and I was really disappointed in the same minute. But makeup brush, mop brush, you know those mop brushes we had on the other day, just dust over it, takes any stray foil away, but it leaves the foil that's attached to the glue. Right, so once it's all foiled, what I then did was, so if I just, oh, I was going to save it again, of course it is, Melanie, because you've forgotten you've just done that, don't you? Let's go back, just press home now. So you've got two choices then. You can either go back, so use your back arrow, ungroup everything and delete off those lines, or you can just bring in the file that we made originally, which is that one there, and position that over the top of there. And actually, if you move it slightly, so if you save that there and then you've moved this further down your mat because you've got a piece of card that you want to use further down, you just move that down. You can scan the foil in and it will find it. It's not as clear as normal because I did copper on red, so it wasn't a good contrast, but it still saw it and it cut to absolute precision. In fact, this is the best way to show you. Look at that. That's the waste bit that was left behind. Look how accurate that's been. It's amazing, isn't it? And then we're just going to glue this together. And this is one of all of those files in that mega deal. And I am going to keep banging on about it. Please check your baskets out, and please, if you want it, make sure you check it out as soon as you can, because this price is going back up to $99.96 at 1 minute to midnight, because it's the deal of the day. So it's not going to hang around. You can check if you want, but it is definitely going back up at 1 minute to midnight. So please don't miss out on what I think is one of the most valuable downloads that we've brought you, because you get all of that tattered lace content with all of that beautiful artwork, and you get it for a really silly price. And I mean a really silly price. That is crazy value for money. Right, I'm just going to pop that in the middle of there. Look how it's even picked up those little lines around those berries. It's incredible, isn't it? Now, if you didn't have a scanner in your cutting machine, I don't even want to think about how you'd start to do that. And that's why. And I was the first person, when they first said to me, do you want to have a look at this machine? I was like, what is it? Well, it's called a Brother ScanNCut, and it's a cutting machine that has a scanner built in. And I was like, why do I need a scanner in a cutting machine? A bit like Caterpillar trimmer when I went, why do I need a light on a trimmer? Now I won't buy one without it. But that, how lovely is that? Even if you just do it on your gifts, how fantastic is that? Now, there is quite a bit of waste on your foil because obviously it's done the outside, but you've got all of these bits. Use that with your DIY tape doctor, because you can put a strip on and just keep going until that adhesive is completely covered with that foil, and it looks amazing. So there's no waste for your foil either, but I just wanted to show you that because I thought that was quite cool. Right? It's good, isn't it? I wonder if it'd dry on Sospeso. There's a thing. I need to try that next. Sorry, my brain is proper random. As I'm doing one thing, it's going to another one, and then another one, then another one. But the problem is I forget. Speaking of forgetting, I need to tell you this. If you go onto our Instagram, I know a lot of you don't do Instagram, but do it just for this. You could have a chance of winning this. I'm really gutted that I can't enter because it's gorgeous. Espar is a very expensive brand. If I tell you that it's £40 for the eye cream, you can imagine what this basket is worth. It smells divine. Right, so we're doing a giveaway. Get the basket, you get your scalp mud. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? You also get your refined skin polishing, so that'll be your exfoliator. You get a pro cleanser. This reminds me of Declior. Oh, smell that, Kate. It's like going to a spa. Isn't that lovely? You know when you go for a massage and they play that really gentle music and you can smell the aromatherapy? This is what this is like. You've got your Optimal Skin Pro Serum. You've got a little aromescence spray that just lifts your mood. You've got overnight hydration therapy, and you've got your day cream in there as well. All you need to do is like and share the post and we'll draw the winner. It's good that, isn't it? So you get the chance to win that. I actually went out and said to Emily, have we got any more of those? Because I could do with a couple of those for Christmas presents. The value of this, guys, are you ready? Sat down. Now I use expensive skincare, so I know that this is right. £350. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Your little crystal, like that with your eye cream. I know, posh. Do that while your ScanNCut's doing all your foiling for you. Right, so Instagram, Highlight Crafts, like and share, being a chance to win that. Right, we've only got a couple of minutes left, so I'm going to whiz through this. Oh, have we? Where's my iPad? Oh, way up on the seat. Okay, we've got questions. Am I right thinking that if you foil detail lines, you can still cut on them to be able to get dimension as well as foiling? I always want to go that extra mile. Absolutely, Pauline. The only thing it will do, you need to make sure that your glue is completely dry and just give it a minute or two after the foil, because it cuts in the middle of the foil and it can make it look a bit patchy. So try it and see what you think. Do you know if the STX 1200 has the My Connection function, so it links to embroidery machine to cut out applique? I know you can do this, but wondered what ScanNCut model I need. Right, Sue, on the STX 1200 it reads, let me get this right, let me show you. If I go into here and go down and go into the machine information, it reads PES PHC HX are readable files. So it depends more on your embroidery machine than it does on the ScanNCut. But that one, the best thing that you could do, which is just to get that properly clarified, is email, you ready? Capital U, capital K, capital S, support, so UK support at capital S, ScanNCut.eu. Lewis, will you just pop that in the chat for me?
Yeah.
So it's UK support, capital U, capital K, capital S, support at capital S, ScanNCut.eu. All right, just message them and ask them, because I want you to get the right machine for your embroidery machine. But it definitely comes with the fabric blade, and I'm more or less certain that it will, but it will depend on your embroidery machine. But please message them because they'll know. Hi Mel, please can you tell me when you did the ScanNCut foiling program? Yes, last Tuesday, on every single show last Tuesday, so at 8, 12 and 6, I did the foiling with reflections. If you go onto YouTube and go, in fact I'll get Jane to put it out as a repeat, one of the repeat shows, but if you go onto YouTube, Highlight Crafts, playlists and live, there's every show there that we've ever done on live shopping, so you'll be able to catch up with that. I'll also do it again next Tuesday, because I don't know what we're bringing you next Tuesday, but it'll be fab. Terry Kim says that's really effective, Mel, I love that. Tim says hi, late to the party, so we'll be re-watching. Excellent. Did I miss the demo of the lantern gift box SVG today? I thought Stephanie said that Mel would show it today. She didn't tell me that. Can't just say that out loud. But I'll tell you what we could do. We've got a show on Saturday, so we'll do that SVG file by itself as a download on Saturday, and then I can show you start to finish how to make it. How about that? Yeah, lovely. Right, I would like to say a massive thank you for all your support today. It's been a cracking day. I've loved it. It was a little bit daunting yesterday when I came in and I was like, okay, let's do the next tattered lace tomorrow. But I've absolutely loved it, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. A massive thank you for all your support. We really do appreciate it. And tomorrow morning, it's me and David for the first 2 hours. First one is sale on some of your Flower of the Months, which is gorgeous. And your second one is brand new mini downloads. Oh, wait till you see the Christmas. I thought the last Christmas ones were good. Wow. I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Thank you to Katie. Thank you to Lewis. And more importantly, thank you to you. I'll see you tomorrow.